On the I Am Drive is SheInspires. SheInspires profiles inspiring women of our times across all sectors of society. Join us as our distinguished guests share their lives with us, their journey behind the scenes, why they do what they do, life's lessons garnered over the years, their faith, family life and work balance, and so much more. Hello, my name is Jennifer Jessica Dankwa, and this is SheInspires. It's an initiative of Sunny 88.7 FM to celebrate women in this month of May. Women who are contributing to our society in diverse ways. We're going to be speaking with women in various sectors. And on today's edition, I have with me Dr. Naa Asheley Dordor. So Dr. Naa Asheley Dordor is a chiropractor, and she's the CEO of Nova Wellness Center. Nova Wellness Center has been providing chiropractic treatment, massage therapy, corporate wellness programs for the past 8 years. And it's worth noting that she's a certified ergonomist and has been helping companies in Ghana to develop wellness programs relating to ergonomics. She recently became the first DRX 9000 spinal decompression accredited doctor in Ghana. She'll be telling us more about that, so make sure you're staying with us. And she's very passionate about getting people well the natural way. Dr. Naa Asheley Dordor, it's great to have you in SheInspires, and thank you for accepting our invitation. I was so excited.
Thanks for having me, and it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, doctor. So, what's the day like in your life as a wife, mother, chiropractor?
Yes, my day starts about 5 a.m. in the morning. I wake up, help the kids getting ready for school, and then usually by 6:30 I'm out of the door, drop my daughter off at school, and then I come here. By 7:30 a.m. sharp, I start seeing patients, and I'm here all day, usually till about 5:30 in the evening. That's Monday through to Thursday. And just, seeing patients, interacting with them, helping people with so many different things, not just even the pain that people are going through, but talking to patients, encouraging them. We also have a spa upstairs.
It is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. You're putting so much work into that.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, so we decided to help people also relax. We live in a very, very stressful world.
So much going on.
So when we moved here, I wanted people to have a place where, in the middle of the day or on the weekend, you can just come in, unwind and relax, get some massage. We have a sauna, get some facial therapy, and just chill for a bit. So yes, unwind. So far that's my typical day. And then on the weekends, my busy work schedule is from Monday to Thursday,
right.
And that's by design. A lot of people ask me, why don't you work on Fridays? Fridays I leave that for my corporate work, so I do talks, workshops, economic assessments. I do all that on Fridays. So Saturday, Sunday is family time. I make sure I spend a lot of time with my daughters, my husband, my mom. So apart from that, what else do I do? I like to listen to music a lot, watch Netflix, and just relax. So weekends are definitely the time that I also take off to unwind.
And what do you particularly love to do with your daughters when you're home?
There's so many things. We like to watch, these teenage movies, the kids movies. We watch that with them. Almost every weekend, they say it's movie night.
Movie night.
So movie nights, we pop some popcorn with some drinks, and they like to watch popcorn and watch movies. I don't know where they picked that from. I'm sure something that they saw somebody doing somewhere. So yes, we watch some movies whilst eating popcorn. Sometimes we go out to the malls and shop. They like taking pictures. So we do that sometimes.
So they know how to take their selfies.
Oh yes, absolutely. If they have your phone, by the time they give it back to you, there's like 10 billion phone pictures on it already.
I know that one.
Yes. And then we go out to visit their grandparents and other family members as well.
So I see you really, I mean, family time is really passionate to you. We're
Yes.
going to go into that. But I wanted to ask you, growing up, did you want to be a chiropractor at 6 years old? What were you saying you wanted to be?
So, according to my mom, I've always wanted to be a doctor. So, since childhood, and my mom says I've always been very nurturing and taking care of people. And I know when I was in secondary school, it was similar because everybody would come to me to help them solve problems, and I was like everybody's mom in school type of thing. So I think naturally that has been there. So I finished Makosumo International School. That's where I went to for secondary school. And then I had an opportunity to study in Canada, where I was doing my pre-med or going to, or having my Bachelor of Science degree. So at that point, I knew I was going to end up in medical school because that's was the plan. But I had an experience myself where I was experiencing very severe lower back pain. And I didn't really know much about chiropractic. I had grown up in Ghana, and at that time, chiropractic wasn't as popular. So I was having physiotherapy, I was on painkillers, nothing was working. So eventually the physiotherapist said, you know what, why don't you see a chiropractor? Because I was in really bad pain.
And for how long did this last?
This was probably like maybe half of a term, because I know I was going to the school clinic and then doing the physiotherapy, so maybe about a month or two. And I couldn't sit in class, so I remember I had to go and stand at the back of the class during my lessons.
Did you have family in Canada?
I didn't.
How did you manage going through something like this? I mean, to grow up in Ghana, I know usually you have someone to connect with, talk to, but in Canada?
No, I just, when I finished school, my parents said, oh, you did very well. So, you know, look for a school outside. So I was like, okay. So I found a school and they literally shipped me over to Canada by myself. So I eventually went to see a chiropractor and I was shocked. Within about 2 weeks, the lower back pain vanished, you know. So at this point, I started doing my research, asking questions, speaking to other patients who were also receiving treatment. And I was amazed that they were receiving treatment not for just back pain or neck pain, a wide variety of ailments. They were providing treatment for these people. And one thing that intrigued me was asthma, because my brother at that time or throughout our childhood has been very, very asthmatic. So when I saw the asthma, I thought to myself, you know, if I can help my brother who's severely asthmatic by just being a chiropractor, hey, I might as well. So at that point, I started thinking about going to chiropractic school instead of medical school, which was the original plan. And lo and behold, right after I graduated from my Bachelor of Science program, I went straight to chiropractic college in the US.
Well, one would think that after having such education, Canada, USA, someone would say, why didn't you stay there? What are you doing here in Ghana? You know?
So I originally, once I started college and I had visited some clinics in the US, the plan was to be in the US for a while. But as I was getting closer to graduating, I went for a mission trip in Vietnam. And that is where the light bulb went off, because in Vietnam, or at least the areas we were in, there was a lot of poverty. People were in severe pain. And it's like going to a typical village in Ghana, you know. They didn't even have enough health care and things like that. So I remember the places where we set up, literally when we got there to do the chiropractic treatments, we saw thousands of people in a day. And seeing the results, people were getting better instantly. Wow. It's, you know, and at that point I was like, wow, I could do something like this in Ghana, you know, forget all the fanciness in the US, but just go back home and help my people get better. So this was in 2010, just getting ready to graduate from chiropractic school. So by 2011 February, I graduated. I wasn't so sure then, so I stayed and worked for about a year and a half. And then I visited home for Christmas one time, and it was hard for me to go back. Okay. At that point, I feel like, I'm done with school, I'm working, why don't I just come back home? And I wanted to be with my family as well. So at that point, I changed all the plans and decided I'm gonna start the transition to move back home and eventually have my own practice. So that's what I did.
Was it hard for you going through that period of moving, because you had seen both worlds, how life can be in the US and how life is here in Ghana? Was that a bit challenging for you at a point you want to kind of pull out?
So my whole journey has been a challenge, because some of my close family members thought, what is chiropractic? You want to be a doctor, go to medical school.
We know that one.
Yes, some of my friends, some of my, very close friends, what is chiropractic? Why don't you just go to medical school? And I have a very medical family background. A lot of my cousins, aunties and uncles are medical doctors. So, that was the simple or simpler to go away. But I had to convince them that, first of all, this is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do what everybody was doing, so I wanted to do something different. And so I remember even my father at the time was like, was this chiropractic thing. But I stood my ground, and I finished chiropractic school. And then again, when I wanted to move back to Ghana, I still had the challenge there, because families thinking, you want to move to Ghana to do something that nobody knows about here.
Let somebody else do it and try. Let's see if it works or not.
Exactly. Are you going to, who's going to come to you? How are you going to market? And there were so many, would it work? If it doesn't work, what do you do? And this and that. And I thought to myself, it's going to work. I'm going to make it work. So it was challenging convincing people that this is a profession that is new in Ghana, but we can grow it. So eventually I made the move. When I moved, I worked with an existing chiropractor for about a year or so, and then I wanted to start. And then there was another, another barrier. And people were asking, but you're fine, why don't you just continue working with him? And I thought, this is not why I moved. I wanted to have my own company. I wanted to provide a certain, care, which I felt I wasn't doing at the where I worked before. And so I decided to start. And I started from scratch. We had a place in Adenta.
How was it trying to start your own practice here in Ghana?
So obviously we started with what we call shoestring budget, had a 3-bedroom apartment type of thing all the way in Adenta, and it was a very residential area, so I literally did the knocking on doors.
You did that?
Oh yes, we went through the flats. You have to climb all the way up.
That's some good exercise you were doing.
Yeah. So I've been there, done all that. Every Sunday I was in another church. And if you know Adenta, there's a church in every corner of Adenta. So we did all that, trying to educate people, to create awareness and say, hey, if you're having pain, you don't always have to depend on paracetamol, which is what we're very traditionally inclined to do. But there's a way you can prevent it, and there are other alternative methods that you can use to reduce the pain and treat it. So we did a lot of those things.
Was it easy trying to get through to people, telling them about chiropractic wellness when they feel, for instance, talk about pain? I mean, paracetamol is easy to pick. And
so yes, it wasn't too easy, because you have to literally change the thought of the person. If I'm having back pain and I know I can just take a painkiller and it'll be gone, you want to tell me that I shouldn't do that and have treatment for a month, 2 months, and slowly the pain goes away.
Mm-hmm. Slowly, I like that.
Slowly, yes. Because sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while for your body to heal, so you may not have that instant relief. Like,
because there are times where we want everything to just happen at
very
the snap of a
quickly.
finger.
So it had to take a lot of education. Even when people agree to come and they start their treatment, you need to keep them, you know. And like I'm saying, sometimes it may be a week and the pain hasn't gone. It's still there, and they come and say, "Doc, Mrs.
Yeah,
no,
sure, said
still
this thing will
into
work."
that pain in that bay." And you know, you have to educate and educate. So the first few years, I would say, were challenging, but we've really been growing steadily, I must say. We were in Adensa for about 2 years, and then by that time, we had started doing some corporate work, and the corporations are very far from Adensa. So everybody's asking, why are you in Adensa? Why are you in Adensa? So we decided to move. That's when we moved to Northridge, very close to Sunny FM. And we made a few additions at that time. And then just last September, we again felt like we had gotten another growth spurt. We wanted to do some expansion. So last year, September, we moved to this building. And so, yeah, that's where we are. We have expanded. We've added a full-blown spa. And so far, thanks to God, it's been amazing.
And I know next year we start to catch up with you again. There'll be some more expansion going on.
Amen.
So
Amen.
how is it like now for family and friends who were not sure about you doing this, whether I'm sure they're concerned about you. What do they say now when they see you?
Yes. I was telling my mom the other day, my quote-unquote adopted father who took care of me once I got to Canada, and every time he speaks to me, he tells me, you know, I'm so proud of you. It's not easy to go to school outside and then move and come and set up. And he's been living in Canada for, I'm sure, 30 plus years. So every time he comes home or he speaks to me, he tells me, you know, I still can't believe that you did what you set out to do, and you've done it and done it very well. So everybody's happy now.
Everybody's happy. and we're also happy to be here with you because we know you inspire other young women out there. And I want to ask you, would you say that there's a unique challenge women in this practice experience?
Absolutely. It's a very male-dominated profession or career, I would say. But I think I couldn't have done anything any better, really. I love what I do, and I think women should definitely look at not only chiropractic but the medical specialties. You know, we are very, very underserved in Ghana when it comes to the specialties in the medical field. So we're talking about orthopedic doctors, we're talking about foot doctors. I was looking for a foot doctor for my mom and realized there's maybe one or maybe none even. So I think that having general doctors is fine, having gynecologists, having dietitians and all that is fine, but I think people need to get out of that comfort zone and really see how they can serve their community. For me, I saw that as an opportunity, seeing that alternative medicine wasn't popular at that time. When I went to chiropractic school, maybe there were 5 known chiropractors in Ghana. So I saw that as a huge opportunity because everybody I knew in Ghana had some back pain or knee pain, you know.
I mean, most adverts you see on TV, you have a back pain, you know, or something.
It was
waist pain.
So common, and all we're doing is using ointments and taking medications, and I realized that I needed to do something to change that. I had seen and experienced something which had changed my life as a student, as a college student. So I figured, hey, if I can go back to Ghana and change people's lives, like what happened to me whilst I was in college, then why not? So I think that instead of kind of following through. Everybody in my family is a teacher or is a banker. We are all lawyers, so you just kind of follow. People need to sit back and see where they can fill in the gap.
Filling in the gap.
Fill in the gap and take that opportunity up. Of course, you need to have the passion, you need to have the zeal and all that. And I think Ghanaians don't like taking risk in general, yes. But I'm a huge risk taker.
A huge risk taker.
So long as you have the focus, take the risk, and you will fail. I have failed so many times over my journey, I can't even count, because I've always tried to, okay, let's try doing it this way. Let's try this marketing strategy. Let's do this. And sometimes I have fallen flat on my face. It just didn't work. But other times too, you succeed. So if you don't even put in the first step, how do you even know if you're going to fail or succeed? So you just have to do it.
So each of those times you failed and the times you fell flat, would you say your faith helped you navigate those times?
Absolutely, 100%. Some of my most challenging periods, and I'll say this as a woman and not just as a chiropractor, was when I was pregnant with my 2 daughters. So here I was pregnant. I didn't have any other chiropractor working with me at that time, and I had to go on maternity leave. You know, I had tried and worked through it, but it gets to a point you just cannot.
This is She Inspires, an initiative of Study 88.7 FM to celebrate women in this month of May for the amazing creative work that women are contributing in various sectors in this country. And our guest for today is Dr. Naa Asheley Dordor. So, Dr. Naa, you were telling us about the times, I mean, when you got pregnant and you had to be away, having someone to sit in for you. How did you navigate those waters?
So, I mean, without going into the details, it was a sacrifice that I had to make at that time. So, I have 2 daughters, and both times my clinic pretty much came to a standstill. And then I came back, had to start from scratch. Especially the second one, it was very challenging because of my first experience. The second time, I actually got a doctor, flew them in from the US, rented an apartment for her, did all that, and then I traveled. Within 2 weeks, she decided she didn't want to work anymore.
Oh, so wow. After
all that, she just sent me a message and said, I'm leaving, I have to go.
Oh boy.
So it was probably the most challenging moment. Here I was outside the country, my patients have nobody to treat them, and the frustration, you know. So those were challenging moments. That is where if you don't have God and you know you are not kneeling down to say, hey God, you need to pull one of those miracles right now. Yes, but God came through. I found somebody to work kind of part-time and then take care of my patients until I got back. And then slowly, again, anytime I come back, I almost have to start from scratch, get new patients, and then pick everything up again. So those were very challenging periods of my career. But I remember my husband saying the second time, hey, would you want the child or are you going after your practice? And then I thought, you know, definitely the child. So let me take it that, yes, it's going to go flat again. Let me have this child. And then once everything is fine, I come back and I'll pick it up again. So those are some sacrifices that if you are a woman, you are a career woman, you are an entrepreneur, you need to make. And I feel like I didn't have anybody to prep me when I got married or even when I started out on my own. Because, you know, if you're working for somebody, if you're an employee, when it's time to go, you just up and go.
Yeah.
But when you're an employer, it's a totally different ball game. And so, and I think sometimes women are nervous about some of these things. What happens when I get married?
Yeah.
What happens when I have a child?
These questions.
All these questions, you know, And it's a big challenge, but I don't think it should deter you. I don't think it should stop you. It may slow you down. It may definitely slow you down a bit, but once you're focused, you will be able to get back on your feet and keep things moving.
Staying focused. We're with Dr. Naa Asheley Dordor of Nova Wellness Center. She's our guest for today on She Inspires. Let's talk about the DRX 9000. And you showed me, I mean, that was some huge equipment. That's the DRX 9000.
Yes.
What is it in?
So the DRX 9000 spinal decompression machine is used for patients who have severe lower back pain or sciatica. Sciatica is lower back pain with traveling pain. Sometimes you tell you travels down one leg, sometimes both legs. And we've been doing treatments for lower back pain with the chiropractic adjustments, which is using our hands to do the spinal alignment. But I realized that so many people in Ghana have these back pain and sciatica complications, and so we wanted to help even more people, and we figured out to bring in something that is affordable and even more advanced than doing the traditional chiropractic adjustments. So we brought in the machine, and what it does is it reduces disc bulges. The disc is a rubbery substance in between two vertebrae, and sometimes it can form a ball and put a lot of stress on the spinal nerves. So the decompression machine kind of distracts right at that joint or the level where the disc problem is, to reduce the bulge so that there's less pressure on the nerve. So that's what the machine does.
And what does it mean to be a certified ergonomist?
So an ergonomist is anybody who helps workers to design their workspace. All the accoutrements and the instruments they need, where to place them so that they are efficient and at the same time they maintain their health and wellness. So as a certified ergonomist, what I typically would do, go into a company, look at their chairs, their furniture, if they're using laptops or desktops, how high are they?
That matters.
Very, very important. Because you see, if you're working, let's say 8 to 10 hours a day, and you're not doing things the right way, you're not using the right equipment, over a period of 20, 30 years that you be in this career, you can imagine what effect those bad habits or bad equipment would have on your body. So it's very, very important. So over the years, we've been consulting for companies, helping them to develop more efficient and healthy workstations so that their employees are more comfortable, they can work better, and generally, the happier your employees are, the more productive they will be, and you're going to get more income. So at the end of the day, we're helping people to develop a wellness culture at work, which goes a long way to protect employees and the company at large.
Well, Dr. Naa, She Inspires, we're asking each and every one of our guests to share with us 3 major lessons their life experiences have taught them. Can you share that with us?
Sure.
3 major ones.
So my 3 major things, I'll say, 1, take risks. That will be my first thing. Take risks, and don't be afraid of failure. You know, because every successful person has had low points and high points. But what you do when you go down is what matters. So take those risks. Find that opportunity in your own community where you can fill the gap is what matters. It doesn't have to be in medicine. It doesn't have to be healthcare related. But in your own corner, what do you see that people need? You want to figure that one thing out and then go for it. And then the last thing I'll say is you need to remain focused. Don't let things distract you. The distractions, whether you like it or not, they will come. And sometimes they will come from people that are closest to you, you know.
And it hurts the most.
That's the most painful one, but the distractions could be your parents, it could be your friends, it could be your siblings, but you know what you want. And I think I've said the three things, but one thing that I think has helped me the most is setting of goals. I'm huge in setting of goals. So here at the clinic we have weekly goals, we have daily goals, we have monthly goals. And I have been chasing those goals every day, all day long. And I seriously think that is what has brought me here. Because if I don't hit my goal this month, even next month, no matter what it takes, even if it's going to take me a year, I make those goals and I make sure I hit them. So what you're seeing today was my goal when I finished chiropractic school. Because I did my internship in a huge practice, kind of like this. And they had a gym and they had a spa. And then I said to myself, I'm going to have a clinic just like this one day.
And here we are
and
today.
Here we are.
Wellness Center.
So you need to set those goals and work towards them.
So let's picture a 15-year-old who has heard about chiropractic and says, I want to be a chiropractor. What would you say is the first step, important step they need to take in making this dream a reality?
So obviously school is going to be very important. You need to study, you need to maintain good grades, and starting out within the biology or science field would definitely be a plus. So you go, if you're in secondary school, for instance, you do your science core subjects and electives and all that. And then after that, you can go into either biology or psychology, chemistry, any of those science majors for an undergrad. That's about 4 years. And then the next stage is chiropractic school, which is another 4 years. So I went to school for a long time. That's the other thing. Huh? Yes, because about 8 years in university. But it comes by so quickly. I know some people, that time in school kind of puts them off. But truly, and by the time you realize you're done. So you need to, again, stay really focused. And unfortunately, right now in Ghana, we don't have a chiropractic school. So if you want to be a chiropractor, you can start doing research around the other countries where there's a chiropractic school. I know there's 2 in South Africa, there's several in the US, there's some in Europe as well. So for right now, if you want to be a chiropractor, you can start doing research around these schools, but start having your science basic education before you get there.
So take risk, stay focused, have goals.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
There's Dr. Naa with some lessons for us. And I want to ask you, looking back on your life, is there anything you think you would have done differently looking back?
I don't think so, actually. Okay. I don't think so. I'm very grateful to God for how far He has brought me. And so whatever experiences I've had, good and bad, I think it was supposed to be there. It was supposed to be part of my journey, and it's supposed to make me bigger and stronger. So I wouldn't take anything back, not at all.
Dr. Naa, it's been an inspiration having you in SheInspires. I mean, that's what we're doing, SheInspires. So we know that some people out there have been inspired by your story today as you've shared your life with us. Not everybody's open to sharing their life. So when you have someone who does that, I really want to show appreciation for that, for opening up so much to us. Great job on Nova Wellness Center. And I know that we're going to be hearing more about all the expansions happening. This has been SheInspires, an initiative of Sunny 88.7 FM to celebrate women. In this month of May, women who are contributing to various sectors in our country today. And our guest has been Dr. Naa Asheley Dordor. If you joined us on air, thank you very much. We've also been on Sunny TV. Dr. Naa, thank you very much for accepting to be our guest. And we surely stay in touch with you. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me as well.
All right, bye.
On the I Am Drive is She Inspires. She Inspires profiles inspiring women of our times across all sectors of society. Join us as our distinguished guests share their lives with us, their journey behind the scenes, why they do what they do, life's lessons garnered over the years, their faith, family life and work balance, and so much more.